Good Tuesday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top news stories, let's take a quick look outside our weather window. And today, the beginning of a nice warming trend that we will see throughout all of this work week and into the weekend. Look at that beautiful shot from our Wenatchee Heights camera, the cross camera, looking down at the Wenatchee Valley. A few high cumulus clouds as well out there, but most of the thunderstorm activity today has stayed to our north and to our southwest, where we did see some thunderstorm activity around the Ellensburg and Yakima areas today. But we will just stay on the sunny side. In fact, we're going to warm up throughout this week. Again, it's not so much for us in the upper 70s. We're going to start off right in the 80s and then just keep moving our way up mid 80s and even upper 80s by the end of the week. There may be some isolated thunderstorms. Those will mainly be in the mountains and primarily over into extreme eastern Washington. And we'll have your complete weather forecast coming up a little bit later on. And now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. A motorist was fortunate to escape injury Saturday on Blewett Pass when a falling rock went through the driver's side windshield of that vehicle. Grant County firefighters put out a wind-whipped wildfire Sunday afternoon near Ephrata, and heavy rains damaged Stemilt Creek Road over the weekend, delaying planned road work. But first, we begin tonight. The death of a Wenatchee Valley College student leader early Sunday morning has the campus in mourning. Rachel Odema of Clearfield, Utah, was killed in a three-vehicle collision north of Wenatchee Sunday morning. It happened shortly before 2 a.m., about 10 miles south of Eniat on Highway 97A. State troopers say it was caused when 20-year-old Odema was driving southbound in the northbound lane. Her vehicle collided with two northbound vehicles, leaving one person injured. Odema was deceased at the scene. She was a sophomore and member of the Wenatchee Valley College Student Senate and Knights women basketball team. She was on track to graduate from Wenatchee Valley College this spring. College President Jim Richardson announced that the Wenatchee Valley College Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Center will be open from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. That was today. Wenatchee Valley College counselors and staff were there during that time for anyone who wanted to talk. In addition, a celebration of Odema's life will be held around the fountain on the Wenatchee Valley College campus. That's tonight at 6 p.m. College students, employees, and members of the community are welcome to attend. Odema's family will also be in attendance. A motorist was fortunate to escape injury Saturday on Blewett Pass when a falling rock went through the driver's side windshield of the vehicle. Trooper John Bryan of the Washington State Patrol said the rock missed the driver's head by inches. It was one of several rocks that fell onto the roadway at milepost 177. Bryan said their vehicles suffered the damage running over the rocks before state cleanup crews could get there. The rain over the weekend loosened the hillsides, and Bryant warns motorists to be especially mindful of those dangers. Grant County firefighters put out a wind-whipped wildfire Sunday afternoon. An out-of-control debris burn spread to vegetation in the 16,000 block of Road B.5 Northeast. Grant County Fire District 7 requested mutual aid and responded with Ephrata fires to assist. The fire ultimately spread to a mobile home and several outbuildings before being extinguished. Officials say the fire spread quickly, fueled by erratic winds and light, flashy vegetation. Heavy rains damaged Stemilt Creek Road over the weekend, delaying planned road work on nearby Stemilt Loop Road as county crews are diverted to do repairs. Upper Stemilt Creek Road, beginning at milepost 1 and continuing for about a half mile, is limited to one lane during the repairs, with flaggers directing traffic. The work is expected to last most of the day and potentially into Wednesday. Chelan County Public Works crews then will concentrate on preservation work on Stemilt Loop Road, which will mean delays there. Well, coming up next, Wenatchee's Lighthouse Christian Ministries has a new home base to serve the area's poor and homeless. Tomorrow is your opportunity to sound off on plans to consolidate Chelan and Douglas County port districts into a regional port authority. And the work you may have noticed outside of Pybus Public Market in the roundabout area is the much anticipated construction of what will be known as the Pybus Plaza. We'll tell you about it. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
At some point, we realized that value and practicality go hand in hand. a time when an unnoticed accumulation of items has become burdensome. These possessions still have value, but now lack usefulness. Donate your unwanted items to Goodwill and become a job creator. Your donations allow Goodwill to provide much-needed training to job seekers in our community, and that's pretty useful for everyone. Be a job creator. Donate. Goodwill. There's more behind the store.
Hey folks, Carrie from Blueberry Hills in Manson. Remember the good old days? Sunday supper at Grandma's and the best recipes being passed down through generations? Well, come on out to Blueberry Hills and find amazing food with huge portions at family-friendly prices. From Benedict's to burgers to fresh fruit pies, there is something for everyone. Don't miss Blueberry Hills, where you pick, you sip, you eat, and you visit. wildaboutberries.com.
Family roles change with time. You may find yourself being an unpaid caregiver to a loved one. Caregiving can be rewarding, but also stressful. Taking care of yourself is vital. Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington has low or no cost services for unpaid caregivers, such as in-home support, care supplies, and counseling. Connect in your local area by calling Aging and Adult Care at 800-572-4459 and mention you're interested in caregiver support.
Welcome back. And in other news, Wenatchee's Lighthouse Christian Ministries has a new home base to serve the area's poor and homeless. A new soup kitchen and chapel are located in a repurposed warehouse on Columbia Street. That's where Steve Hare caught up with Lighthouse Ministries Director Sean Arrington.
Well, it's moving day here at the Lighthouse Christian Ministries in downtown Wenatchee, a faith-based organization that for years has served the needs of the homeless and the downtrodden here in the Wenatchee Valley. Well, they've been operating out of their soup kitchen and chapel on South Wenatchee Avenue, but they've been going through some growing pains along with the homeless population here in the Wenatchee Valley. So they saw a need to move and refurbish an old warehouse here on South Wenatchee Avenue to serve their needs into the future. We had a chance to talk with their Director of Services, Sean Arrington, about the move and what it really means for the organization.
Yeah, we're extremely excited for the opportunity to have a facility which will not only meet the need but be prepared if there is a greater need to come.
Well, let's talk about what went into this project.
Yeah, it's been about 3-4 years or so of a lot of help, a lot of volunteers, and a lot of fundraising, and seeing the need for this building has been great and greatly met, and we're excited to be moving in. And you know, one of the things that we're beginning to realize is we've been so focused on getting this building done that we haven't been raising funds for operation. And so now that the building's done, now like our huge need is operational funds.
Okay, so there is ongoing need for funding.
Yeah, it's probably the greatest need we've ever seen because everything we've put into getting this building open.
Well, I know you've done a lot to address the issue of homelessness here in the Wenatchee Valley, and for that matter, all of the problems that go into that. So at this point, Sean, how would you describe, what is your sense for the state of homelessness here in the Wenatchee Valley right now and the help that's available?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm really excited to see the amount of help that is available for homeless here. I do know that most of the homeless here are people who are native to this area. And although we have not seen the homelessness numbers decrease much or praise God, increase much, we've seen a huge increase in population in the Wenatchee Valley. So what we have seen is the per capita, the homeless situation percentile is definitely decreasing. For the amount of people that are moving into this valley and for us to keep it at that same number, that's something that I don't believe any other town in Washington can say.
Now the move from your facility on South Wenatchee Avenue to the new warehouse here, that's going to be a process over the next few weeks. So that's going to mean maybe a disruption in your services for the homeless.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, we're closed today. So we're going to see what it's like to not have Lighthouse Christian Ministries meeting the needs of the homeless for about a week until probably the first week of June. So just this morning as I was driving down to start the move, I was noticing a person on almost every block. And this is something that the Wenatchee Valley has seen some homelessness, but we haven't seen people all over every block. And so it's just going to be, I believe, really obvious obvious what God's been doing through Lighthouse Christian Ministries and giving people who are homeless a place to be other than out on street corners, other than out in people's businesses. And so we hope that this week goes fast and that we finish strong and we give them a brand new place to be once again so that they can get raised up.
And again, according to Sean, you can find out more information about the various services and programs offered through the Lighthouse Christian Ministries on their website, or you can also find them on Facebook as well. Steve Hare, NCWLIFE News.
Wednesday is your opportunity to sound off on plans to consolidate Chelan and Douglas County port districts into a regional port authority. Commissioners with both districts have set a special joint board meeting for tonight at the Confluence Technology Center. The so-called functional consolidation of the two ports is expected to save about $500,000 a year in operational costs. A task force of local elected and business leaders recommended the action as a way to address port costs as well as future improvements at Pangbourne Airport. Chelan Port Commissioner Rory Turner says he anticipates a smooth transition if the consolidation goes forward.
And perhaps as early as maybe early next year, 2020, we'd begin to sit in a board with 6 commissioners, and all commissioners would retain their seats. The representation remains the same. It's just that you operate under one budget, and it seems to make a lot of sense.
The Wednesday public hearing starts at 5:30 at the CTC. Written comments are also accepted into the record. A final vote by the two respective boards will follow at a later date. Well, the work you may have noticed outside of Pybus Public Market in the roundabout area is the much anticipated construction of what will be known as the Pybus Plaza. The work will eliminate the dirt, mud, and potholes that have plagued the area since the market opened back in 2013. The new plaza will feature European-style pavers, new sidewalks, lighting, landscaping, a water fountain, and future art sculpture. The end result will be the creation of a mini public square or community thoroughfare that provides easy pedestrian access to the Apple Capitol Loop Trail and Pybus Market. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's features story and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Stay with us.
Only one dealership in Wenatchee has Motor Trend's SUV of the Year and Truck of the Year. That's right, Town Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram has the all-new Jeep Wrangler and the all-new Ram 1500 pickup. Or get the best of both worlds in the new Jeep Gladiator. Visit Town Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram today for more information on these award winners and see why there's no reason to leave town to buy your next vehicle.
When you have to get there on time and looking good, call Fast, Friendly, Reliable AC Checker, 663-TAXI. Available 24/7, AC Checker Taxi has the industry's only on-time or it's free guarantee for your pre-booked call. Some conditions apply. Call 663-8294. AC Checker, 663-TAXI. Schedule your ride ASAP or book up to a year in advance online at azchecker.com. American Classic Checker Taxi, 663-TAXI. That's 663-8294.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. Morel mushroom hunting is in full swing on the Okanagan and Wenatchee National Forest. Sherry Snyder Means is an experience expert in the field of mushroom hunting and cooking. In tonight's feature story, Schneider Means offers some tips on where and how to find them in a recent interview with NCWLIFE's Steve Hare.
And I'm sure that a lot of the sites and places where you go to hunt for these mushrooms are pretty secret. Aren't they?
Well, yes, we have our secret patches that come up year after year. But the burns, you know, after a wildfire, pretty much everybody around here knows that you can get morels in a wildfire zone. But wildfires are often up above 4,000 feet on the ridges and peaks of these high mountain slopes. You can be on a steep 60% grade when you're hunting them, and it's slippery. If it's raining, all that ash makes it just as slippery as can be. So you got to be super careful. You get your car caught in a bog up there, get caught in a snow berm. There's still snow up at the top where we're picking morels now. Yeah. So you got to be prepared if you're going to go morel hunting, and if you're a first-timer, you should take a friend. Don't go by yourself.
It's always good to have a little guidebook along with you, too, and I see that you brought your entire library with you.
No, that's only a tiny bit of my library. I have dozens.
So you want to tell us a little bit about some of these guidebooks that you have to share
Well,
with us?
sure. Okay, so I always recommend this guidebook, All the Rain Promises and More, by David Aurora. He lives in Northern California. He is one of the world's foremost experts at the current time. This guidebook is all about Western mushrooms. It's hilarious. It's got good pictures. There's a little chanterelle. See, it looks kind of like you.
Yeah,
look
kind of like me, a little bit, yeah.
People who hunt mushrooms are happy people, but they're a little secretive, so you got to get a guidebook. This one has a lot of good pictures and really good ways for a beginner to start identifying the basic mushrooms. This one is what we call the Mushroomer's Bible, Mushrooms Demystified. It's a spin-off and more advanced than this little hip pocket guide right here. But when you really are trying to learn to identify mushrooms, you got to go through this book and learn the different families, the different genuses, all the different species. There's good photographs, good identification, and there's a trick to learning how to be an expert mushroomer that I learned from my botanist friend, Julie Sanderson. She runs the weed board now.
What's the secret?
She taught me how to do a field identification, a key, using a key. And the key is like a series of yes or no answers.
I see.
Does the mushroom have a honeycombed black cap? Yes. Does it have a white stem? Yes. It's probably a morel.
Oh, interesting.
And it goes down this long list of yes or no answers, and then it takes you to different families of mushrooms. So you got to learn how to key in your mushrooms.
I was going to say, well, how do you distinguish between the poisonous variety and the edible variety?
Well, there's thousands of mushrooms, and each one has a varying degree of edibility or not. So my advice is to learn from one of these guidebooks. The two most poisonous mushrooms, learn them well, find them out in the woods so you know which ones you can't eat, and then start on some of the basics like chanterelles and morels and boletes. Boletes are pretty safe for a beginner. Anything with the yellow, porous, sponge-like underside to it might be a bolete, and therefore it's probably edible. But again, you got to know more than just that. You can't go out and eat these things.
No.
You go out and you learn first, and you use your guidebook, get some basic knowledge, take a couple classes, go online, and then bring them home and study them, and make sure you never eat anything that you're not 100% sure of your identity.
Time now for a check of your North Central Washington weather forecast. And what a day yesterday for Memorial Day with a high temperature of 80 degrees. Did better than that today under lots of blue sky, but some clouds now just over the Cascades. We are seeing some scattered thunderstorm activity up to our northwest and down to our southwest. We have had reports of thunderstorms near Ellensburg and also Yakima, but in the Wenatchee Valley, it has been just gorgeous today with temperatures on the mild side. In fact, well above where we should see them for this time of year. 84 unofficially our high temperature today. That's 10 degrees above where we should be for this time of year at 74. 56 our overnight low, and that was about where we should be. Our normal low is 52 degrees. We did pick up 0.34. That's 0.3 of an inch of moisture over the weekend from that rain on Saturday, also into Sunday. So that gets our total now to 3 3/4 of an inch so far this year in the Wenatchee area. And believe it or not, this is a dry place. That's a little bit over where we should be for this time of year. Sunrise this morning 5:11, and the sun will set tonight at 8:46. Let's put that surface loop in motion and show you what we can expect. We're going to use our temperature map tonight because things are going to warm up. Tonight we'll see temperatures mainly in the 50s. That's the gold colors you see on our map. High pressure ridge over the eastern Pacific as well well as an area of high pressure just over Wyoming, and that's going to stay put, as well as the high pressure off of California will also stay put, and that means some very nice weather for us. Sunny skies for your Wednesday, a light west breeze. These orange colors indicate 80-degree temperatures, 70s on either side of that. As we move into Thursday, mostly sunny. It will be warmer. We will see this ridge intensify. The one that's inland over Wyoming will move off, and that will allow a little bit of a low pressure system on Friday to maybe bring some scattered thunderstorms to eastern Washington and maybe down around the Tri-Cities, but we will see unseasonably warm temperatures as we end this work week. We're talking temperatures in the mid to upper 80s both Friday and on Saturday. Once again, there's that deep orange color that indicates mid to upper 80s. Lots of 70s back to our west. Sunday, sunny and warm again, but our ridge begins to break down just a little bit. We will still see a nice day on Sunday. Cooler weather then as we move into the early part of our next work week on Monday, where we will see partly cloudy skies. This area of low pressure, you can see it spinning here, could bring some scattered showers into parts of north central Washington, but heck, that's almost a week away. We have a long way to go before we really pinpoint just how much rain we might see out of that, but in the meantime, it is going to be gorgeous. Let's take a look at that quick lube and tune forecast. 57 your overnight low tonight, and there's that warm-up beginning tomorrow, Wednesday, 85. A little bit of a light breeze for your Wednesday. Thursday nights at 86. And look at the temperatures on Friday and Saturday, 88 both days, 85 for your Sunday temperature. And as we mentioned, just a little bit cooler on Monday with mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies, high then at 82 degrees. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
With 15,000 square feet to explore, you'll find something special at the Antique Mall at Cashmere. For the do-it-yourselfers and those with a keen eye for making something old fresh and new again, the Antique Mall at Cashmere is the place to come find your next project. From the coin enthusiasts to avid collectors, Antique Mall at Cashmere has treasures in every corner. Come find your treasure today. Antique Mall at Cashmere's friendly staff is here to help. Stop on by today.
Hi, my name is David Olson. I'm the Chief Executive Officer at Columbia Valley Community Health. No matter who you are, no matter where you come from, we genuinely care about our patients. And we hope that you trust us to take care of you, to take care of your family. Thank you.
And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
And welcome back. Eric Granstrom has been on assignment all day, so I will stick around at the desk and handle the NCWLIFE evening sports tonight. The Mariners snapped a 6-game losing streak with the Memorial Day win over Texas 6-2. Malik Smith stole home in the bottom of the 8th, the Kappa Club record-tying 4th stolen base night for Seattle. Daniel Vogelbach also clubbed his 15th home run of the season, a towering 2-run shot in the 7th that helped the Mariners feel happy to return home. The M's had lost 9 of its past 10 games prior to yesterday. Former Apple Sox Tommy Malone earned the victory on the mound, going 5 2/3 inning, allowing 2 runs on 4 hits with 7 strikeouts. Seattle and Texas play again tonight at 7:10 with Marco Gonzalez going up against the Rangers' Adrian Sampson. Well, to the Les Schwab scoreboard we go to see what else happened in the American League West on Monday. Garrett Cole struck out 12 to help Houston down the Cubs 6-5. Yuli Gurriel also helped out at the plate, going 3 for 4 with a run and an RBI as the Astros continued to hold on to first in the American League West. Matt Chapman homered in his third consecutive game as Oakland won its 10th straight, down in the Angels 8-5. The A's have come storming into second place in the American League West, trailing Houston by 6.5 games now. The Mariners continue to remain on the bottom, looking up at 24-32, 12.5 games out of first place. Turnovers and field position proved costly for Wenatchee Valley Saturday as the Skyhawks fell to visiting Idaho 47-45. The Horsemen ride out of town, having taken 2 in a row over Wenatchee Valley, as the Skyhawks have now lost 4 straight. Wenatchee will try to snap the string against winless Tri-Cities this Sunday at 6 o'clock. Well, for the third consecutive year, the Washington Husky women's softball team is headed to the College World Series. Washington shut out Kentucky Friday 5-0 Saturday to complete a 2-game sweep in the Super Regional. The Huskies will face Arizona in Oklahoma City Thursday at 9 a.m. Let's turn our attention now to the final weekend of the high school spring sports season in Washington. At the 4A Track and Field Championships at Mount Tahoma, Wenatchee's Skylar Walton placed 6th in the 100-meter dash. Nolan Such placed 3rd in the discus and 5th in the shot put. Elizabeth Farrell was 6th in the long jump. At the 1B, 2B, 1A meet in Cheney, Eniat's Colby Crutcher was 5th and Jody Medrano 5th in the javelin. Cashmere's 4x100 relay team of Allie Ball, Carly Diaz, Sydney Smith, and Chloe Diaz were 2nd. Eniat's Drew Duncan was 3rd in the 800-meter run. Manson's Connor Torgeson finished 4th in the 800-meter run in the 2B race. Cascade's Lauren and Keisha Musket were 3rd and 4th respectively in the 1A 800-meter run. Eniat's Blake Duncan took 3rd in the 110-meter hurdles. Chelan's Ellie Collins was 5th in the 100-meter hurdles. The Tigers' Faith Southard was 2nd in the 100-meter dash. Eniat's 4x100 team of Josh Peterson, Ty Tran, Blake Duncan, and Case Crutcher placed 2nd. Chelan's 4x100 girls team of Molly Oswald, Ellie Collins, Aaliyah Villansenor, and Matea Ivory placed 4th. Cashmere's team of Haley Larson, Brianna Hughes, Allie Ball, and Chloe Diaz were 6th. Manson's Connor Torgeson took 4th in the 400-meter dash. Cascade's Jay Seeley was 5th in that same event on the 1A side. Eniat's Case Crutcher placed 2nd in the 300-meter hurdles. His schoolmates Blake Duncan and Jordy Medrano were 4th and 5th in that race respectively. Eniat's Faith Southard took 3rd in the girls' 1B 200-meter dash. Chelan's Matea Ivory was 6th in that event in the 1A meet. The Tigers' 4x100 relay team of Ty Tran, Blake Duncan, Dale Segel, and Case Crutcher took 6th in the 1B race. Cascade's 4x400 girls relay team of Keisha Musket, Julia Armstrong, Zoe McDevitt, and Lauren Musket took 2nd place. Waterville Mansfield's August Kalouris placed 3rd Saturday in the boys' triple jump. Eniat's Rebecca Giacomazzi placed 4th in the girls' javelin throw. Waterville Mansfield's Alex Poppy is a state champion in the girls' long jump. Cashmere's Jonathan Ramey was 3rd in the boys' high jump. And in the team standings, the Cashmere boys placed 6th, while Cascade was 7th. The Cashmere girls were 9th, with Chelan and Cascade tied for 10th. The Eniat boys finished 4th, while the girls were 13th. Turning quickly now to state tennis, Wenatchee's Luke Andrzejewski finished 8th in boys singles. The doubles team of Kaylin Noyd and Kara Nelson took 4th. In Yakima at the 1A tournament, Chelan teammates Wyatt Hobbich and Tobin Weir played each other for 5th and 8th, with Hobbich coming out on top 2-6, 7-6, 6-2. Doubles team Ryan Cooper and Huber Farias of Cashmere took 4th. Chelan's Emma McLaren took 6th, and Cascade's Molly Weiser 8th in the 1A girls singles tournament. And the Kurt sisters, Aaliyah and Lauren, were dominant in sweeping their way to a state 1A doubles championship. The Chelan baseball team wound up taking 3rd at the state 1A championships. The Goats beat Colville in Saturday's consolation game 7-2. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these and other stories on NCW Life, keep it right here on the NCW Life channel. Or for more information, go to news@ncwlife.com or just give us a call at 888-6295. And that will do it for our newscast tonight. Thanks so much for being with us. I'm Grant Olson. Have a great night, and we hope you join us again tomorrow.
NCWLIFE channel is your home for local news, local weather, and events including live local high school sports. Watch inspiring local shows featuring local people. Don't miss Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Let's learn. Guada TV. Street Talk and Other Stuff. The 12th District. Life with Lisa. And the Arbiter of Stoke. NCWLIFE channel is your local TV station.